Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to the Fairy Amazon Challenge in The Sims 4. We are following the reign of Queen Supriya Reed Daisy, who has recently had her second breeding. As the days go by, her reign is becoming more and more stable, especially with the recent visits from Queen Justin's ghost, supporting her from the afterlife. Supriya has even managed to become good friends with Prince Uther, feeling a sense of responsibility over his well-being. And all the while, her tummy continues to grow, hopefully with a spare. Oh my goodness, all the fairies are convening in this hallway. Very fascinating, but we are picking up at 8 a.m. on Tuesday. Let's go through the whims for our ladies and see what's going on. And I've mentioned this before, but I love how much I am seeing the breeders and even Prince Uther walking around the place. Even the caretaker, who I thought we wouldn't see anything of. I don't know if they've changed things, updated something that makes that a bit more efficient, but from the time we had our vampire Amazon, I am noticing a lot more of the other people living at the Fairy Royal grounds. I was not expecting this level of seeing the others, and I really like that because it's what my intention was with the Vampire Amazon series when I had everyone kind of in the same lot. I was hoping we'd come across them more, which we didn't really, but with the fairies, it's kind of happening and I like it. But okay, Queen Supriya, she is currently in her second trimester. She'll be going into her third in 2 hours. She wants to share her insecurities, so let's see who she wants to share her insecurities with. Okay, she has a -18 relationship with Brent, a 2 with Kayla, 100 with Katarina, and 100 with Bren. And then she has amazing compatibility with Katrina, so she's actually going to go to Katrina, which is a nice change of pace. Normally she goes to Bren for a lot of things, but she's going to go to Katarina and she's going to share her insecurities. And you know what those insecurities are about? I think it has to do with the baby she's going to have now. Maybe Supriya feels like the only one who's going to be able to understand her fears in giving birth this time around is going to be the other fairy who's had babies, Katarina. And Katarina, she lucked out by having twin daughters. Supriya has succeeded in having a crown princess, but she also knows that the royal line can die very quickly. They've seen an example of that within their own queendom. They've seen this example or heard about it with the vampires. So she's not going to feel secure until she has a daughter or two. She needs at least one spare to feel comfortable. And I think having declared that to everyone else, she now also feels the weight of everyone's expectations and maybe is a little bit worried about whether or not she'll be able to deliver. Okay, you went all over the place, but you need to talk to Katarina. Come on, let's share insecurities. Let's go to Katarina and share our insecurities. Okay, there we go. And hopefully Katarina is going to be able to soothe her and tell her that things will take their course. All she has to do is be prepared for any outcome and have the strength to get through it. Even though Supriya does trust, obviously, both Katarina and Bren, I can see her going to Katarina for this sort of advice, because Katarina, like I said, is the only one of the noble ladies who has had a pregnancy and children of her own. Okay, Katarina wants to read a Sim's aura, so let's see how things are on her end. She has 22 relationship with Kayla, 35 with Brent, a 92 with Brent, and 100 with Queen Supriya. You know what I'm surprised by? When Supriya initially became queen, and Katarina was not picked for the council, and she was being very upset, frustrated, and hot-headed, I kind of thought she was gonna go down a destructive path and ruin her relationship with everyone. And I kind of saw Brent as being the more emotionally stable one. Funnily enough, Brent is the one who's ruined all her relationships, but Katarina has really good friendships going on, so I'm kind of surprised by that. But she's gonna try and read the Queen's aura. I think, hold on, this is actually in friendly. Okay, let's read Aura. I haven't tried this before, but it comes with the mystical trait. Look, I was talking about our caretaker, Brittany, not too long ago. But yeah, we even see Brittany, which makes me kind of excited. I just love being able to see the other fairies, even ones we aren't playing within the main household. Okay, what have we learned? A natural healer, green, is deeply connected to wellness and health. You definitely make those around you feel safe and heard. Oh, that is actually so interesting, because I feel that way about Supriya. She tries to stay connected to everyone. In fact, she is very different from our very first vampire queen, Darling. Darling was always ignorant of everyone's feelings and almost unintentionally, sometimes intentionally stomping over them. But Supriya's different. Supriya tries to connect with people. She makes sure they're not falling behind or left out. I think Justin used to have everyone coming to her, but that was because they were trying to comfort her. But I think Supriya kind of really acts like a queen. Okay, Bren wants to go flying, so let's send Bren flying. Oh, there we go. Let's send her flying. I'm just gonna really quickly deal with all of these things all over the place. Okay. And Bren, she's having a peaceful, lovely day out. I still have not seen anyone else getting sick, so this is another episode in their life where everyone is happy and healthy. Everyone's feeling so full of hope and reassured. It's just so nice that we don't have to be slaving away in the clinic. It is a nice change of pace, and Bren is definitely enjoying that. Okay, Brent still wants to work on her awkwardness. She was doing this in the last episode. I guess she wants to try again. So let's go to the Queen's quarters. You know what? She's gonna work on her awkwardness in the bathroom. The Queen's bathroom, but the bathroom. Just because that's a slightly more public setting than if she's holed up in one of these teeny tiny bathrooms in the inner commons. Poor Brent. We were just talking about how her relationship with everyone has kind of fallen apart. I don't know why or how, but there is friction between Brent and pretty much everyone but Katarina. I mean, she and Katarina would have a good understanding from being Justin's counselors. But with the others, I don't exactly know what it is that has kind of turned things this way, because with Brent, I don't see her as a problem person at all. I see her as one of the friendlier fairies, and so I would expect that she would get along well with everyone. But I think maybe after Justin's death, she fell into such a pit of hopelessness that maybe the other fairies naturally were a bit put off by that, because they're all about life and hope and excitement and all these little things that basically make life magical. And in falling emotionally to the depth or the levels that she did, she lost a little bit of that shine, and maybe that is what rubbed everyone else the wrong way. And now she's trying to kind of buff herself back up. She's trying to find that inner sparkle again. Oh, Brent. Meanwhile, Kayla, she's obviously gone ahead and done something that I had saved, but she also wants to go flying. So Kayla, we're gonna send you flying as well. Her mood has been really, really good recently. Very good. And she has been improving her relationship with everyone, even with Supriya. She was in the red, but now their friendship is at 2, so she's tipped over in the green. She has a friendship with Bren, but then again, I feel like Bren and Katarina have been doing really good with making sure that everyone is on the same page. But Kayla, she's adjusting. It was a slow adjustment, but she's adjusting. And I think Kayla's also getting quite excited because Prince Uther has become a child. Very soon, we're going to have the Crown Princess who's going to become a child, and the fairies will start interacting with her, outside of the female faculty in the main court. So there's a lot of things for her to look forward to. But okay, that is all we have for whims. And I'm actually thinking I do want to move ahead to the Queen giving birth to her baby. I mean, I'm excited to see all of that. And I don't want to take eons and eons waiting for her pregnancy to come about or for the birth to come about. Like, I'm excited. I want to move on to the main points. So why don't we leave off and jump back in when we have that ready to go. Really quickly, we're going to jump into cast because Katarina's twins aged up into infants and we need to take a look at them. First up, we have Vivian, who is a wiggly infant. Given that her parents are quite animated themselves, I can see her constantly being on the move to track things happening around her and keep up in general. She might not have gotten their temper, but she has gotten their fast tempo. In terms of genetics, she has warm 6 skin, blonde 12 hair, and blue eyes. So she's pretty much a carbon copy of her father. Now the strange thing is that when she was born, she was the pale one and her sister was not. But I guess they've finally settled into their skin color and it's the opposite? Next up, we have Titania, who is an intense infant. She's definitely inherited her parents' temper and is not afraid to show it. I wonder if being the younger twin makes her a little spoiled and impatient, and while Vivian gets easily distracted by things that calm her down, Titania only gets more agitated when left unattended. In terms of genetics, she has warm 3 skin, red 8 hair, and blue eyes. So she's got her mother's skin and hair, but her father's eyes. And now we have 3 blue-eyed fairies in Generation 2, but a good variation of hair color and skin tones. But that's all for Vivian and Titania. Okay, we are not quite ready to have the Queen's baby just yet, but Kayla ranked up to Glimmering. So she has some ability points we can use. Now, I want to get a customization ability, but we need to see how her relationships are doing so far because that's how I determine. I see more green than red, which means she has kind of turned around a little bit because her relationships were not good last time. Let's see, so embrace relationship changes. Magnify all relationship changes that occur when using fairy abilities on another sim. For example, a friendly relationship increases when using a positive ability on another sim. Using abilities on other sims can affect your relationship with them, but that isn't always bad. Okay, that's passive, we'll get that for her. And then as a council member, she can get a manipulation ability. So she can shift luck. Lady Kayla gains power over her own luck. Nothing wrong with changing the odds every now and then, is there? And then she can shift another's luck. Lady Kayla gains power over the luck of other sims. Give another sim a better chance to succeed or fail. So go ahead, grab those, and then she's going to save up her other ability points for a later time. And there we go. Now I think we shall hopefully, unless someone else ranks up as well, and we have access to new abilities we haven't seen, we are going to move on to the Queen's birth. We are picking up at almost 11 a.m. on Wednesday. Queen Supriya is in labor and ready to have what she hopes will be a spare. So another princess, a baby girl, and look! It's so nice that we have the caretaker Brittany coming to attend. Obviously, she's also hoping it is going to be another wonderful addition to the female faculty. And Prince Uther, guys, Prince Uther is here. Something I have noticed with Uther and Supriya, they have managed to become so close. Like, Supriya is such good friends with Uther. They literally have 100 friendship. She has 100 friendship with Uther. She doesn't even have 100 friendship with like 2 members of her court, one of which is her counselor. So I actually really like that. I feel like Supriya is being a really good queen and taking responsibility for Uther. Initially, I was wondering if her desire to marry Uther to her own daughter was solely because she wanted to use Uther, but I feel like it goes like beyond that. It's more than just wanting to utilize his bloodline and the fact that he's a prince, you know, a royal of the previous dynasty. I think she truly does care for Uther and kind of sees him as her son, which is nice. But okay, let's go ahead and have this baby. I am excited to see what it is going to be. Now, just a reminder, the breeding season is ongoing until we have 5 girls. So far, we have 3 baby girls. We have room for 2 more. So once we have our 5th baby girl born, the breeding season will be over. So is this going to be our 4th baby girl or not? Okay, Queenie, you can do it. And Dirk has also come by to give her a gift. And he's panicking. He's the one having pre-parental panic. When he was her partner for the first child, he is the crown princess's father. But he's over here, whereas the flippin' male she was with this time around could not be invited. So he is unfortunately not going to be here to witness the birth of this child. Oh! Are you kidding me? We literally had a baby girl from Supriya. Then we had twin girls from Katarina. So I was low-key expecting this to be a boy. Is she really that lucky that our queen had another baby girl? So she had the spare she wanted. Okay, well this is going to be Princess Jadis. Read Daisy. So Princess Jadis, welcome. And it is just the one baby girl. And a very pale baby girl. Oh my goodness. She definitely takes after her father. But that is so exciting. I am so thrilled for Supriya that she now has 2 daughters under her belt. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. And obviously the queendom is going to feel so thrilled. She also is going to gain 1 more. Look at how happy she is. 1 more influence point. So she is going to have a total of 6 influence. My goodness. I'm actually so proud of Supriya. It's like win after win after win. She has not once stumbled ever since becoming queen. She's really stepped up. But okay, now I need to go ahead and see if she is going to survive this birth. Just a reminder, Queen Supriya had a 4% chance of dying from childbirth. She had 2% from her second pregnancy and 2% from her genetic sickness. And she rolled a 12, which means she did survive, but unlike the first time, this was a very difficult birth for her. Now for the baby, she will inherit a genetic sickness of 2%, just like her older sister. I was actually surprised that Supriya hadn't gotten more ailments, but she's been keeping quite healthy, which is good to see. And with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay guys, hold up a second. I was going to leave, but I forgot to give you guys a teensy tiny notice. I am going to be in Bali from the 26th of July to the 2nd of August, which means after this episode, there won't be any more Fairy Amazon videos until I come back. So it should be about a week before I'm able to get another episode out again. But in the meantime, I will have my Clangen videos coming out, so there'll be something to watch on the channel. I'm sorry if this video was a little bit shorter than usual, but it was the best I could do with the time I had. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.